Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So today's session, we're going to be covering, there will be a little bit of theory today. And then for the most part, we're going to be doing our lab session. So I'm going to start off with our previous topic, which actually we could not cover yesterday because of the time constraint. And that is about the AWS certifications. How many certifications AWS offers or Amazon offers, what are their charges, timing, and everything. So the foundation level certification is called Cloud Practitioner. The charges for that certification is $100. It's a 90-minute exam, multiple choice. One of those easiest ones that you can complete after this course. There's a couple of things. Amazon called them white papers and FAQs. So if you read through them, learn them by heart as much as possible, and whatever we are going to practice here, that is more than enough for you to clear that exam. So that is your first step towards your journey to cloud. Previously, Amazon had prerequisites for their associate level, professional level, or special level certifications, but not anymore. So even if you want to go for the associate level, the very common and a very popular one is the Solutions Architect Associate exam that you can go directly if you have somewhat technical experience, and if you have performed all those works, all those lab works, and plus as well as the free tier that you have utilized pretty much to its max. You are qualified for it, and you can go for directly for this Solutions Architect Associate exam. Let me do one thing here. Okay. One thing here for the foundation level or for the cloud practitioner area here, it is not only for the technical guys. It is for people who are in sales, who are in technical sales, who are in marketing, who are in hands-off management, director role, project managers, scrum masters. So this cloud practitioner certification help you out as well. So once you clear that exam, have the cert in your pocket, that opens a lot of avenues for you. So just keep in mind that this cloud course or this cloud technology is not only for the technical people. It is for pretty much everybody who is doing any job or who has a business of some sort. The cloud is gonna help you out. So let's say you are in sales, you want to make a switch to a technical sales area. Cloud practitioner is one of those things that certification that you go for, and that'll help you out land in a job. You are in a compliance side, that help you out as well. If you are um, if you are in any other field like like medical side or um, um, or business side, finance, accounts, marketing, anything, this certification will help you out, land in a job. The next one, which is number one here, Solutions Architect Associate, that is pure technical. So after the foundation level, any other certification that you go for, they are purely technical certifications. I have seen people who did the cloud practitioner, and they start working in the billing section or billing side of it, like maintaining the billing of the customer or their business as well. So once we're gonna go deep into it, we'll find out that Amazon has a cost calculator and also TCO calculator. TCO stands for total cost of ownership. So if you when you sit with the client and talk to them, if they, let's say if they do not have any cloud presence, and they made up their mind and they wanted to go into the cloud, so that's where you go in for the planning sessions, for their cost planning, for their or TCO planning, ownership, all those capex opex models and everything. So this cloud practitioner helps you out, because that's where you learn about the in details about how the costing works with Amazon, and what is the best costing model for the customer. So all of us here, if you are not going for a technical certification, I would highly recommend you to go for the cloud practitioner. After this course, maybe study for a week extensively. And I mean, I don't give guarantees, but it is guaranteed that you will clear that exam and have the start in your portfolio or in your resume. Those technical people who are technical in whatever the capacity you are in, I would suggest to start off with the associate level. If you are a developer, go with developer associate. If you are sysadmin, go for sysadmin. Solution architect, pretty much cover it all. Previously, the exam used to be 80 minutes exam for associate level. Now it is about 130 minutes. And the cost is the same what it was previously, $150. So the foundation cost is $100, but the associate is $150. But it is worth a pain. It is worth spending that money. $150, how do I put it? I put it this way: family of four going out for dinner, 3 dinners, that's what it costs, more than $150. Like a single dinner costs more than $50 for a family of four. I'm not talking you going to McDonald's or any fast food chains, but some good halal place. So $150, it's worth the money to spend. Plus, next week, inshallah, we will have some announcement for you guys. There will be some monetary incentives we are going to provide to you guys through one of our partners, and you will find out more next week. So if you are planning to miss tomorrow or next week's session, try not to. Probably we may not record that piece, so you might not even get to know about that in the recording as well. So it's not click and bait, or it's not phishing or anything. It's just to help you guys out, to be certified. I really would like to see our community members, our people outside the community as well, who are attending this session, to be certified as much as possible. After the associate level, there is a professional level. So professional level has a prerequisite. So you have to have an associate to go with professional. And then specialty also has a prerequisite, from here to here, or I guess associate is the baseline. And then from associate, you can go for specialty. Specialty is like a niche skill that I wanted to work specifically on in the cloud security area or analytics area or database. So about year and a half ago, Amazon only had 3 specialties they recently introduced, and they expanded the scope to 6 specialties now. So let's say you were database administrator or DBA in your previous career or previous years. Now is the chance for you to go for database specialty, which is mainly specific for the cloud databases. Machine learning is very much in demand, and there's a lot of money people are making out of it. And this is my suggestion to everybody. Try to get into the field which is niche for now before it turns into a commodity. Sysadmin work is a commodity now. Linux, Windows admin is a commodity now. So try not to be into the commodity. That jobs are being outsourced. whatever, let's say you were let's say one job used to offer like 4x. After it turns into a commodity, you probably be making 1x and struggling to find that position. Machine learning, security, analytics, these are the ones, AI, these are the things which are very much in demand these days. So put some extra efforts, set a goal for yourself, go for these certifications. Any questions before I move on to the next one? Next slide. All right. Kamal, you want to add anything here?
So
No. Go ahead. Someone has a question?
Yeah, I was just about to ask, first we need to do the associate, then professional, then go into specialty, or just hop around?
I think you can go from associate to specialty, but the better path is go from associate to professional to specialty. One more thing is professional and specialty, they are $300. Their charges, like Amazon charges you $300. So it's about double the price of your associate level. I know one person, he's in my LinkedIn list. That guy recently completed all 12 certifications what Amazon is offering. He works for Amazon, and so the guy completed them all. One more thing about the job prospects. Even if you clear your cloud practitioner exam, you have the cloud practitioner certificate, you have a chance to apply to Amazon. Amazon does not only hire people with the technical skills, they hire people with an inclination toward the new technology. So cloud practitioner, you can always go, apply as a project manager, as a program manager, as a sales specialist, sales associate. There's several other offerings they have. You are a technical person, go for solution architect associate or developer associate or sysops associate. That increases your chance to land in a job at Amazon. So there's a question about how long does it take to prepare for associate. If you are technical in your career, if you have know how databases, how network, or how OS works, for the associate exam, after this class, within a month, you will be able to clear the exam without any problem. So set a goal for yourself. And how I normally set myself a goal is I register for the exam well in advance in future. So I know that, I have that deadline to meet. Otherwise, if I do not register myself, I'll be like, yeah, I'll start tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. Kamal, you want to say something?
Yeah, Faisal bhai, I just wanted to re-emphasize everyone. So Faisal bhai has mentioned two things. One, this cloud practitioner certification, you will be able to make an attempt and inshallah pass that by the end of this course. Okay, so if you pay attention, if you do all the things that Faisal bhai is going to be teaching, you will be in a very good shape to take the cloud practitioner test. Granted, you're making all the effort that on your side as well. The associate level, it's like Faisal bhai mentioned, about a month effort post this class, you should be able to get that in a good position. Faisal bhai, correct me if I'm wrong, an associate level job these days, it's still considered an entry-level position, but normally people are making at least 70 to 80, if not more, to begin with.
Base starting is 70 to 80K a year, yes.
Yeah. And
And if you have,
right.
yeah.
So there were some questions about are people able to get the jobs with just a certification and not necessarily having a degree? Certainly that puts some constraints not having a degree, but there is still a good amount of jobs that are available and can be made available. Granted that you're willing to look for the right places and whatnot. And inshallah, as time progresses, Faisal Bhai will also talk about those things too. But there are still a lot of cloud related jobs that are available that don't necessarily require a degree per se, but having a degree would certainly help.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. So we cannot emphasize more on this. These certifications are not that hard, to write the exam for. You can easily cover that, and I highly recommend, right after this class, go for it, please. Okay. All right. So moving on next. Today we're going to talk about and also do the lab on AWS compute. If you remember, there were like 6 or 7 areas. Compute is one of the critical ones. So compute is your server, your machine, your virtual machine. All these names they will be used interchangeably. So compute is, at times you will hear me saying VM, at times you will hear me saying server, at times you will hear me saying virtual machine. It all goes to, it all goes towards the same, same type there. Amazon called it EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. C2 means like it has 2 C's. So it's not EC squared, but it's EC2. So Amazon call it, yes, instance is it actually runs on top of the compute. So when you have the OS running on it, they call it instance. So EC2 is is the compute engine. There are different types that Amazon offers. There are some 5 different types of it. One is called the on-demand instance, then a spot instance, reserved, dedicated instance, and dedicated host. So what is the difference among all these? So for the on-demand instance, you pay by the hour or by the second. Previously, Amazon used to have a licensing model that you pay by the hour, even if you are using it, let's say for 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 minute or 59 minutes, you will be charged for an hour. But now they have, introduced a by second model as well, that however many seconds you're using it, you'll just pay for that. So that brings down the cost quite a bit. That is not applicable to the free tier, and we will find out how much is being provided or offered for a free tier accounts. So on demand is today what instances we are going to create, they will all be created in on demand. So on demand is, I have a need, I need it now, I'm gonna just go in there and create the instance. So that is on demand. If I do not have a need, I'll just shut it down or terminate that. Reserve instance is, what is the difference? Reserve instance is I am paying upfront for, let's say, 1 year or 3 year or 5 year terms. And for that, Amazon gives me a discount, a very hefty discount. It's about, I guess, 75 to 90% discount that you get for the reserve instance. That means that I have reserved that instance from Amazon that I'm gonna be using it, let's say, for 3 years. So I pay upfront to Amazon, but I'm not paying the on-demand pricing. On-demand is one of the expensive ones out there. So reserve is, you get about 70 to 90% discount or on it, but you are liable to pay for it for the 3-year term. So
Faisal,
yes.
I'm sorry to cut. Instance, can we take that as also a service, like on-demand service, reserve service, or is it different than that?
No, services actually, all these, compute storage, they are being considered as service. So instance is instance is a full-blown machine image. So let's say you have a Windows machine image, Amazon call it instance. So let's say, and you'll find out more once we go, into the console. So a full-blown machine image that has CPU, memory, storage, and operating system, embedded into it, that is called the instance. So it could be a Linux instance, it could be a Windows instance. Okay, so reserve instance, you make a deal with Amazon that I'm gonna either you come up with a what do you call it, a payment plan with them that, let's say every 6 months I'm going to be paying it, and but this will be mine for next 3 years or for next 1 year, whatever the terms, you deal with it. So you get a discount there. I'll come to schedule instance in a bit. Spot instance. A spot instance is, if you remember yesterday, we talked about that, people have their compute or their servers in their data centers. Let's say they were using only 20% of it, the remaining 80% chunk is just sitting there doing nothing. So what Amazon does is, Amazon has like tons and tons of servers out there. So what they do is, for that unutilized capacity, Amazon puts it kind of a eBay type solution that I am putting it out there for you to bid on it. So if I bid on that, I win the bid, I'm going to start using it. But there's a catch on it. So for the spot instance, let's say I bid on it, let's say $1 an hour. I start using it, and let's say someone else outbid me. Let's say he put like $2 an hour. So my spot instance will be shut down right away, and the capacity will be passed on to the other person who outbid me. So that's the catch for the spot instance. And we'll find out more what are the use cases, for each of those instance types. And then there's a dedicated instance. Dedicated instance is, this is my dedicated one. It's not the reserve. Reserve is running on a shared model. Let's say I have a server. It has, let's say, 5 instances running on it. So one instance is mine. Let's say second instance is state of California. Third instance is Kumail Wise job. Fourth instance is, let's say, someone else's company is running on it. So on a single server, we have like 5 different, companies running side by side right next to each other, like they are in a tenant model. But in a dedicated instance, my instance will be running on a dedicated tenant for me. So pretty much, that entire tenant is dedicated to me, so that I will not have any neighbor with me. So, and as a layman example, reserve instance is like, or on-demand instance is like your regular city neighborhoods, and dedicated instance is like you're living in a farmland that you do not have any neighbor, couple blocks are empty, or maybe a couple miles there's no other neighbor, so it's just only dedicated area to you. Then there's a dedicated host. Dedicated host is a physical server that Amazon dedicates to you, that you purchase that, let's say for whatever the term you have. So they dedicate that specific server to you. You will not have anybody coming in. It's all yours, however you want to utilize it. You want to utilize with a bare metal single operating system running on it, or you want to install a virtualization and have multiple virtual instances running on it, however you want to utilize that. So dedicated host is just, specifically, for that purpose. I did not know I was always confused about the use case of that dedicated host until recently when I embarked on one of the security project. And that security application, they were very extensively heavy on memory, network, and CPU. As an example, one of the server, the memory footprint was over 1 terabyte, just the RAM. So you do the math, how many CPUs would it have? And then, for the network as well, we had, they had some very stringent requirements for that. To take that client to the cloud was a challenge, because all these instances, they are virtualized, but there was a limitation from the network side. For that, we had to go for a dedicated host solution for them. They were not in the Amazon, they were in the Azure side. But yeah, so this is one use case where we use the that dedicated host for. Schedule instance is not very much utilized. Normally, on-demand, reserve, or dedicated instance, or spot instances people use for. Schedule instances, I purchase an instance for a specific task that run on a certain specific schedule, and then it shuts down, or I do not use that. So don't worry about the schedule instance. Just remember the first two and then the last threes. All right. So what is how do we define the EC2? It's resizable compute capacity. If you remember yesterday, we talked about the NIST definition, that it has to be elastic in nature. Cloud's basic nature is elastic. Otherwise, it's not a cloud. So it's resizable compute capacity. How do I put it for you guys? Resizable means, let's say I am starting off with 1 CPU and 2 gig RAM instance, and I can, with a click, expand that, let's say from 1 CPU to, let's say, 20 CPU or 24 CPUs. Or, memory, I increase, let's say from 2 gig to, let's say, 200 gig or 400 gigs. So I can, stretch it out. But let's say after my demand is released, I don't want it to have, I don't want it to be built for, that expanded capacity. I can, with a click, I can bring it down to the lower number or manageable number, which I can pay. Let's say, from 200, let's say from 20 CPUs to, let's say, back again to 1 CPU. So that's, that's the elastic nature, and that is the EC2, hallmark. Complete control of resources. You have complete control over them, CPU, memory, storage, whatever and whatnot. Now Amazon offering not just only Intel based, but AMD based CPUs as well. There are certain applications, they have the specific requirement to run only on AMDs or run only on Intel. So, you can pick and choose, based on that application requirement. Scale the capacity and pay only for the capacity that you use. Pay only the capacity, pay as you go model. The more you use it, the more you pay. The less you use it, the less you pay. All right, EC2 instance lifecycle. When we're gonna do the lab, I'll see if I could put it side by side with this for you guys to understand. So what happens is, Amazon call it AMI. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. They have certain images available. Windows 2008, Windows 2012, 2019, 2016 servers. And also they have several different type of Linux operating systems available. They have, even Amazon has its own Linux operating system as well. And most of the time, Amazon Linux prices are lower than the other other Linux operating systems, because they wanted to allow people to use their instead of, Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux or Debian or whatever and whatnot. Or so Amazon call it AMI. So what it is, it's just, an OS image already sitting there for you to click, and then in the back end, that actually gets cloned. So that is like a gold copy Amazon provides you, and then you clone it and then turn into an instance, which is a running operating system for you. So the first step is you pick the AMI, you launch it, and then it goes into the pending state. What is happening at the pending state? At the pending state, it is finding the right capacity server available for you in that specific zone and the in a specific region and the specific zone you are in, and then it clones that AMI, turns it into an operating system. So that launching time, where you see the pending sign coming up, under a minute or two, this whole process gets completed for Linux. Windows at times it takes maybe over a minute or two, but Linux is like real fast, and you get that. So once it is in the pending state, that means it is preparing that image for you. Once it is once it completes the launch process, it goes into the start state. It goes into the running state. When you see the green running sign, that means your instance or your operating system is ready for you to use. You can just connect to it and then start doing your work. Now, from that running state, there are there are different tracks going out. On the right hand side, if let's say you are done with the work, you click on stop. So it goes into the stop state, and then it takes some time to stop, not a couple of minutes, under a minute or two. It goes into the stopping state, and then it goes into the red stop state. Red stop state means that instance is down. You are not going to be charged for it. Although you are not going to be charged for the CPU or the memory, because that is not being used. You will be charged for the storage, which is associated with that. And we'll come to it. So once it is stopped, now you have two options. Either leave it stopped, and then let's say I want to stop it now, and then I'm going to come in tomorrow morning and then, start back up. And then, you will start, from where you stopped. So whatever the data you have, it would be saved there in this stop state. Let's say your work is done, your project is complete. Let's say you were doing some, dev testing, and that task is complete. So you don't need to, keep it in the stop state. So what you do is you turn it into a terminate state. Terminate state means that you deleted that instance. Once you delete the instance, it asks you for a confirmation that whatever the data you have, you will lose everything. You confirm that. So in the terminate state, whatever data you had in the storage, it's all gone. You will not get it back. So terminate state, it just completely terminates everything. Now this is the organic path from running to stop to terminate. Okay, that's the sorry, let me just go in there. Come on, mouse. The organic path is running to, come on. So it goes from running to stop to terminate state. Once it is in terminate state, you will not be charged for anything. That's one regular path, or the organic path. There's another path that you are in the running state. You find out, hey, you know what? My work is done. Why would I go for stop state and then wait for it? I'm going to just simply issue the terminate command here, and it will terminate the whole thing for me. So it will terminate. You see that the terminate. So even at the running state, you click on the terminate, and it will So it will go through that, that process, but you will see that, it is terminated. So once you are in the terminated state, that means you will not be charged for anything. On the left-hand side, you see these two boxes here. So first one is the reboot. Let's say, you're in the running state. You want to reboot. Let's say you install some application that requires a reboot. So you just, issue the reboot command. It will reboot and then get back again to the running state. Hibernate command, what it does is, Hibernate is like, I have, as a use case, I can tell you that, I have a running laptop. I was working on it and then I just shut the lid down. So once I shut the lid down, it goes into the hibernate state. What it does is, whatever the content in the memory of my laptop, it gets written to somewhere in the storage area or in the on the hard drive area. That is a dedicated area where it stores it. So that's what the hibernate state is. So soon as I turn on, or soon as I power or open the lid of my laptop, so whatever in the storage, it goes from directly from there to the memory, and then I will see my MS Office running, my Outlook running, my other applications running as what I left it there. So that's what the same analogy here for the hibernate. So whatever I am running on, I just put it in the hibernate state, because I don't want it to go through the whole entire, let's say my application, let's say I have like 20 applications running on that server, or sorry, on that instance. So if I restart, it will, let's say all those applications, their runtime is, let's say takes like, 15-20 minutes. So why would I go for the pain, or go for that pain? I will just simply put it into hibernate, and then as soon as I come out of the hibernate state, it will take me to the same running state. Okay. I know it may sound confusing, but once we do the lab, you will see. I mean, put it into perspective. Okay, EC2 instance type. So there are different types of EC2 instances. I mean, tons and tons of them. And if you see that pretty much every slide has these links, they are relevant to that. So you can click on those links and get more details from that. Pretty much every slide has that. So there are major 5 of them which are common in the market these days: general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, storage optimized, or accelerated computing. General purpose, is for the general use, like, I'm just playing around, or I want to run some small database, or I want to run some, some website or some small application. So I'm going to just pick, general type. Let's say my application is compute intensive. What is compute intensive? That it requires some crazy or some heavy CPU power. So I'm going to pick that compute optimized one. Let's say my application is memory intensive, that I have I need a lot of memory for my application or for my database. So I'm going to pick that memory optimized. My application writes a lot into the storage, and I need some bigger storage chunks with that. So I'm going to pick the storage optimized one. And then accelerated computing, let's say, I need some intensive graphic cards, or I am an intensive gamer. So I'm going to be, I'm going to pick that accelerated computing. An example of accelerated computing is Bitcoin mining, that requires some heavy, some top of the line, graphic cards. So, people use, accelerated computing, for that as well. Okay. So these are, some defined, some details here. For the general purpose, you will see like, they're starting with T2, M4, M5. So first alphabet is just the type, and then second digit is just the revision of that instance type. Revision, I mean, so first one using T2, that means there was T1 before. So now they up their game, or it's a newer version of the T type. So it's T2. You see M5. M5 means that previously there were 4 more. Now this M5 is the latest one. Maybe once we log in, we might see M6 or M7, I don't know. So, that's how frequent, they change it. Compute optimize, normally, start with C, so that actually helps you out. Memory optimize is, X or R. So for the free tier, they offer T2 micro. And you don't have to, remember it now, but the more you work on the console, the more you remember. So T2 micro is the one which is currently being offered as a free tier Amazon EC2 instance type. If you pick any other else type, you will be charged for it. So try to pick only T2 micro, and they actually have it mentioned there in the console as well, once you go in there. So storage optimized or accelerated computing, you don't have to remember them all. There are like tons and tons of those. If I click on this link, you will see all those details there. The more you work in the industry, you will learn more there. But at least remember these types, general purpose or compute optimized, memory storage, or accelerated types. There may be some questions in the exams, or people might ask, in the interview as well. Okay, pricing. I'm gonna just quickly go over those because I don't want to, spend more time on this. But those who are going for cloud practitioner exam, this will be helpful. That you will be asked question about the pricing model, not up to a dime or penny level, but you would at least know, what is the the pricing model is. So on demand is one of the expensive ones, and then the Spark instance. You see that in Spark instance, you get the 90% discount compared to the on demand. On demand is the pricey side. The reserve instance, you get up to 75% discounts. Okay, dedicated host, that is dedicated for me. And if you go for the reservation, you get up to 70% discount on that as well. And their pricing, you see all these URLs, they are specific to this type. So this pricing model is for reserve instance. This pricing model is for this instance. If I go to the previous, same thing. Spark has a Spark pricing, on demand has on demand pricing. I would suggest whenever you get time, just log in and not log in, just click on these links and find out about it. Amazon provides AWS calculator, calculator.aws. Click on that link and see what they are offering there. Although in our subsequent classes, we're gonna look into that as well. But if you get a chance, or if you get time, long weekend, try to review that. No long weekend for our friends in Canada. But yeah, for US folks, our long weekend starts tonight. Okay. Sample projects, look into those. We looked into it yesterday as well. So try to look into that as well. These projects, they have mentioned on each box if it's eligible for free tier or if not. If it is eligible for free tier, then play with it. If it is not, right now, I would not recommend. If you, you can click on it and, read through it, find out, hey, what is happening there? Those people who are in Kumailbhai's class and also in this class, there is a project for AWS Lambda function. And I think they have a Node.js code there as an example code. So maybe down the road, after Kumailbhai's, once you complete all the loops and, variables and all those function types, you might want to look into that. Or maybe I'll, bring it in, to Kumailbhai's class that might be helpful for you guys to. It is, you know, quite a big code that is for just to write hello world. So, you know, if you are interested in that, yes, you know, go look into the, you know, into this URL. Okay, free tier setup. Amazon provides 750 hours of Linux and Windows instance types for EC2. Okay, for a month up to a year. Okay, so what is a catch here? The catch is for this free tier account, if I use it for, let's say I powered on an instance, powered it off within 5 minutes, or powered it off within 15 minutes, my free tier bill will be charged for 1 hour. Amazon gives me 750 hours. So let's say if I have one instance there, let's say if I, you know, have, I build one instance, terminate, another terminate, another terminate within, let's say 15 minutes, you know, those 3 instances. So I am not going to be charged for 45 minutes. I will be charged for 3 hours because per instance per hour. But that billing actually resets every month. So every month I will get 750 hours of Linux and Windows instances. That is so extensive that, you know, you can play around like crazy and it will not, you know, end. Like you will not be charged for anything. So your credit is 750 hours per month. Let's say if I brought up 3 and then brought back down. So out of those 750, 3 hours will be minus. So this is how it goes. And then the first of the next month or first of the next billing cycle, let's say in previous billing cycle, I brought it down to 700. Next billing cycle, it will, the very first day of the billing cycle, it will reset back to 750 again. So I again have those, you know, 750 hours. So that's the beauty of it. So use it like crazy, extensively. So much that, you know, if somebody asks you in your sleep how to set it up or how to bring it up, or I'm stuck here, I want you to be the person who would, you know, answer that question without any problem. And for that, just, you know, use it as extensively as possible. And the type is T2 micro that they offer for it. Okay. What happened? The slide ends, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, that was the last slide. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 8 minutes break at 7 p.m. We're gonna log into the console and start. So at this time, I am open for any questions, and any of us, or not any of us, whoever has not signed up for AWS free tier account, please let us know. And also I asked for 2 applications to be installed. One was Putty, another one was Putty Gen. If you have that installed, that is well, you know, that is good. But those 2 applications are required only for the Windows operating system. If you have a Windows OS in your laptop or machine, if you are running MacBook, you don't need to worry about it. You don't need those two tools. Okay. So let's reconvene in 5 minutes. Okay.
Actually, you're talking about AWS Management Console, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So AWS Management Console, I'll show you how to log in.
Faisal bhai, in the meantime, for those who need help in downloading Putty Gen, can we just give them a demo so that they are ready by the time?
I already have it installed on my machine. That's the point. Anybody who does not have it installed, we can let you share your screen and show it for the other people.
If somebody, let me see if I can do that. I think I have PuttyGen on my machine. Let me quickly check.
Yeah, I don't have on my computer.
Let me share my screen. You can download it right now.
Okay, Faisal bhai, yeah, we can have one of those individuals.
Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back, guys.
Kumail bhai,
Yes.
can I share my screen? You can guide me. See.
Yes, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna let you share. We would need Faisal bhai to stop his share, and then I can enable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why can you share the link of downloading?
Yes, it's putty.org. I'm putting it in the comments for everyone.
The link is also in the email, the welcome email which I sent you guys. It has those 2 links.
Here you go. Faisal bhai, if you stop your share, we can have some.
Yes, let me stop
somebody-
sharing. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
1 second. Here you go. Zamin bhai, you can share your screen now,
Okay.
and then we'll have Faisal bhai walk through the process.
Faisal, can you see my screen?
I can, yes.
Okay, so this is what came up. Readme Notepad.
Don't go into the README. Click on the, which link did you click here?
Your link, the link which is.
Close the README. Okay. Are you still sharing your screen?
No, it keeps on coming out. Hold on.
You probably want to share the desktop and not the individual.
Yeah, it's not giving me an option. I think you have to give me that.
You have the ability to.
Okay, 1 sec.
When you click on share screen, just select the desktop. Or Faisal bhai, you want me to, or Zamin bhai, are you ready?
I'm ready, but go ahead. You do it.
Okay, so Faisal bhai,
Yes. Sir.
so I am going to share my screen.
Okay.
Please instruct me what I need to do. Assume I don't know anything.
Okay. All right. So you clicked on the first link. Okay. Now click on download Putty.
Okay.
You can download Putty here.
Okay.
Here.
So Faisal bhai, just for everybody's benefit, I went to putty.org
Yes.
website.
Yes.
And then go to Putty, download Putty here.
Yes. Click here.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Now, regardless of your machine, either 64-bit, 32-bit. Normally machines are 64-bit, but pick either of that. Just click on this MSI link. Yes. 64-bit. Yes. It will download it. So once the download completes, just click on it and it will launch. Click next.
Going through the standard installation.
Yeah, exactly. And start and install. Just click on install here.
Does this install both PuTTY and PuTTYGen?
Normally it does, because but we'll go for the PuTTYGen link as well. So there's no harm, you know, in over installing it. I think your Norton is.
Yeah, it goes through the scan by. It's just,
There's a question that, you know, I have a free tier account. How do I know if it is free or not? So we'll show you once I log into the console. I'll show you guys. Also, I received another message that people are not able to receive any email. Those of you who have not received any, I sent actually 2 emails. One was yesterday for the welcome, and one was today as the, you know, second email announcement. If you have not received the email, check on the junk mailbox. At times, you know, mail, you know, go in there. Yeah, you don't need to view the README, just uncheck that. Maybe Zamin might have, you know, seen that. And click finish, it would have installed. Once it's installed, click on start and then type PuTTY, or you can scroll down here, alphabetical list. Keep going down and you will see PuTTY there. Yes.
it's
So
PuTTY and PuTTYGen.
exactly. It has both PuTTY and PuTTYGen. Okay. I sent the link for PuTTYGen just in case people not able to, you know, get that installed there. Okay. Coming back again, if you have not received any of my email, please check the junk mail if it is not there. My email address is written here right next to my video. It's faisal.abbas@outlook.com. Please send me an email. I'll look into the list of registered people. If I don't see it there, I'll you know, add you up there. Plus, you know, I'll forward you those 2 emails. I'm gonna type my email address here in the chat as well. Okay. Kumar, can we pause the recording, or it has to be stop and then start?
We can pause it.
Okay.
Want me to pause it?
Yeah, let's pause it for maybe a minute.
According to some.
Faisal, this is Syed here. I can't seem to get PuTTYGen down. How much do we need PuTTYGen today?
We need PuTTYGen to get.
I have PuTTY, but I don't have PuTTYGen. And every time I try to do that, it goes off into Chrome extension stuff.
Are you using a Chromebook?
No, I'm using a Dell XPS, but I'm using the Chrome browser.
It should not take you there. Okay. Did you try the connection? Try the link what Kumail showed when he shared his screen?
No, I was trying to do that, so I couldn't.
Okay, so the link is, let me find the link. The link is putty.org.
Yeah, PuTTYGen.org.
Not
It is-
putty, just putty.org. If you let me show you here. If you go to this link here, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to putty.org,
Yes, it says download PuTTY Bitwise SSH client.
exactly. So once you download this here,
Download which one?
this one,
PuTTY?
download putty. Once you
Okay.
download putty, you click here, and I'm sorry about the screen size here. Okay, download this 64-bit one here. Okay, let me copy the link.
That's what I did.
Okay, I'm gonna paste it here in the chat so that everybody has it. So what it does is you go in here to your Windows. Are you able to see it, or is it too?
I can see it. That's what I'm doing. I'm downloading PuTTY-64-bit 74 074 MSI.
Yeah. So once you download install this, you see this under P. You see the PuTTY 64-bit. If you drop down here, you will see PuTTY Gen along with PuTTY. So this MSI installer is a complete package that has your SFTP, PuTTY agent, manual, website, and everything.
Okay, I did do that. So, but after the guidance, let me try again, and I will try that.
Yes, Fatma, you have the correct one. So if I just open the PuTTY Gen, you will see an application like this. Okay, this box here. And if you click on PuTTY, this is the interface. So this is the interface of PuTTY, and this is the interface of PuTTY Gen.
Hold on. Which window is PuTTY Gen?
The bottom one here, you see that here? The bottom one is PuTTY Gen. You see, it says PuTTY.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
With the one with the default settings?
Yeah, no, the bottom one here. That says
This one.
PuTTY key generator.
Okay, no, I don't see that. Only the first window comes up for me.
No, so you go in there in the and scroll down, go to P, and then under there you see PuTTY 64-bit. Expand on that, you will see PuTTY Gen.
Okay, let me try that, sir.
Yep. Okay, so what I am thinking here, so we are in this week now. We have two options. One option is that I pick these 3 days as an office hour. These are the Saturdays, not this Saturday, but upcoming weeks. So I'm gonna send you guys a different meeting link because I don't want to bother Kumail Bhai. So on these Saturdays, Saturday 11, 18, and 25th, I'm gonna send a meeting invite for an hour, sometime around noon Chicago time. So that will be 10 a.m. California time, and for people in the Eastern time zone, that will be 1 p.m.
Appreciate it, sir.
Yeah. So in that meeting, we're not going to record anything. That is an office hour. You come in, whatever the question you have, I'll try to answer that for you. Okay. So let's say if you have missed anything here, you're more than welcome to come in. If you have any concern, any question, or anything that is bugging you, more than welcome to come in, and we'll be able to answer those questions for you. Okay.
So that is, I'm sorry.
That will be after the 4 classes.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So not this Saturday, following Saturday, 12 to 1 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Chicago time, 12 to 1.
Good enough. Thanks.
Okay. So keep an eye out on your email.
Thank
And
you.
we'll send the invite for you guys. Okay. Alrighty. Let me just quickly, in the essence of time, we're already at 7:15. All right, so everybody, I want you to pull up your browser. See if you could, run it side by side, your browser and the screen share I am running. Type in there console.aws.amazon.com, and I am pinging you in the chat as well. That is the Amazon console link. Okay, I want you all to log in there, launch that console. Once you launch it, you might or you might not see this Black Lives Matter. Okay, all right. I'm talking about this banner here. Okay, you will see two options here: root user or IAM user. If you are not able to see that, that's okay. If you are not seeing these two options, that's okay. All you have to do is just type in your email address that you use for your when you created the free tier account. Okay, type in your username, not the password now at this time. Okay, click next. Once you click next, it's going to ask for the password. Okay, type in your password, click sign in. Those of you who have set up the multi-factor authentication, you have to provide the MFA code from your Google Authenticator. Majority of us, they have a bare metal or bare minimum login at this time. And in our next class, I'll talk about how to configure that, okay? So click sign in and you will log into AWS Management Console.
Faisal bhai, can you zoom in the
I
screen?
am so sorry, sir. I am so sorry.
Thank
You
you.
want me to log off and log back in?
Maybe yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me know one thing. Let me share my other screen and let's see how it goes with you guys. Okay. Because that might help you out. Where is the here? All right.
This has a better
Is it better now? Okay.
zoom. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So I am in the.
Faisal,
Yes.
this is Syed again.
Yes,
I
sir.
got an issue. It says confirm your identity.
Okay.
And that's where I seem to get hung up.
Okay. Did you receive an email with that the confirmation code, or did it ask you for a cell phone number?
I asked, yes, I did.
Okay.
But what happens is I failed the security check.
You failed the security check. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hold on to it for now.
Okay.
Let me continue here, and then after the class, let's look into it. What is happening at your console? Okay.
Okay.
What happens with me is that when I try to confirm it with the cell phone, it basically takes forever to send a text message. It's like it's not even sending it. I haven't even gotten a text message from it.
Yeah. Normally, Amazon says it takes within 24 to 48 hours. You see that?
It was same thing happening for me when I click on voice call, and the call was like within a couple seconds. So just try the other option. Return
Yeah,
to
I did message, but like it's really it takes a really long time. I haven't even gotten any message.
Okay.
voice call. It will be there like right away.
Faisal bhai, yes, voice call is the way to go.
Is the way to go? Okay. Okay. Yeah, Abir, actually, I think recently he faced the same problem. So Abir, you got the voice call and you got it all sorted out?
Yeah, instead of the SMS, if you select the voice call option, you'll get a 4-digit number displayed on the screen and you would receive a phone call. and as you enter it, you will be right in. So try that, Sayed.
Thank you, Abir. All right, so if you're able to see my screen, I'm gonna log in.
Same result. Thanks though.
All right, so I'm gonna log in with my email address. Just make sure that you clicked on the root user, not the IAM user, okay? Click next, provide the password. Okay. All right, so I am logged in here. Okay. Alrighty, so I am logged into the console and I am hoping majority of us are logged into the console as well. Those of us who are not able to log into the console or the problems they're facing, what Syed or Zain is going through, just, just go through, just, listen to this and, see, how we are going. And we'll work with you guys to get your account sorted out. Okay.
Yeah, but Faisal, my layout is different. Is that okay?
Okay. Are you seeing this AWS management console?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. That's what I need.
Okay. Thank
you. Yes. Okay. All right. So
Faisal bhai, I think you still be just to zoom just a bit larger. There you go. This is good. This is good.
All right. So I am logged into the AWS Management Console. Couple of things here. If I scroll to the very right, you will see whatever the name you gave when you set it up. Okay. It has your account, your organization, service quotas, billing dashboard, invoices, credentials, and all that. At this time, don't worry about it. I'll go through everything in our subsequent classes. Okay. Second here is second drop down. You see North Virginia, Ohio, California, Oregon, and the rest of the world you are seeing here. People, people who logged in for the first time, they might see Ohio there instead of Virginia. Or the folks who are logging in from Canada, they might see Canada Central there. Okay, I want you all to drop it down and change it to US East North Virginia. Okay, people in California, they might see US West North California or Oregon. Those who are connecting from the West Coast, I would suggest to stay within these here. Those who are connecting from Midwest, South, or East Coast or Canada, try connect to North Virginia. Okay. So I picked North Virginia here. Okay. And then on the third drop down here is about the support center and all that. At this time, don't worry about it. We'll go over that as well. Okay. So right now, my region is North Virginia. And this is I am logged in here. And my bell icon has no messages here for me at this time. Okay. However, many messages I will have, it will have, those numbers or a different, color up top. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll to the left. Okay. There are multiple ways of going to it. One is you click on top left, you see the services, drop down, go to compute. You remember we did compute today? And we're doing the EC2 lab here, okay? So you can click here, it'll take you there, or in that service management console, you will see all services, or you might see it's all, folded up. So you might wanna expand on that, all services, and then EC2, it'll take you to the same place, okay? whatever you're comfortable with, or you can just simply type in EC and it will pick you, pick that EC2 for you as well. Okay. So however you are comfortable with, just pick it up. These are the recently visited services I visited. That's why you see them. You might not see in yours. Okay. So I'm clicking on services, top left, click under the compute. I'm going to click on EC2. Okay. So I click EC2 here. All right. Now what it is showing me, it is showing me, hold on, let me see if I could expand the size to. Okay. Is it better now for you guys?
Yes, that looks better.
I can just get an idea. Just
I'm seeing a different screen.
As long as you are seeing, are you seeing this area here, and are you seeing the AWS console, these things or not?
I'm actually seeing something different. It might be because of the confirmation. I can try the voice call thing.
Okay. Okay. It could be a confirmation, that may be a reason. Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be the reason. Yeah. No, thanks though.
Okay. All right. So here, if you remember, I picked North Virginia. I'm not sure how many of us have remembered North Virginia had 6 zones under that region. Okay, let me pull my yesterday's slide here real quick. All right, North Virginia, you see the US East 1, A, B, C, D, E, F. So US East, North Virginia has 6 regions underneath it. So if I come in here, since I picked North Virginia, it's showing me region US East, okay? And it is showing me all my zones here, 1A, B, C, D, E, F, okay? I'm seeing the status of those zones. They are operationally normal. They are operating normal without any problems or without any issues here. All right. Okay. Now if I scroll to the left here, I'm already on the left here. Okay. Scroll to the top here. It is showing me that I have running instances 0, volumes 0, placement groups 0, load balancer, everything is 0. I have only one security group, and the key pair is 0 as well. Today, before we create an instance, we're gonna have to fix these 2 guys here first, okay? Before we even start on creating an instance, okay? So first thing is about the key pair. What Amazon does is, instead of giving you the password, they give you the key. And then with that key, you log in to that instance, be it. So if it is a Linux instance, you use that key to log in through the PuTTY tool. For Windows, we need that key to identify the password. Once we have the password, then we log in through the RDP session. Okay, Windows, we connect through RDP. RDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on key pairs. Either we click here on the key pairs, or you can scroll down here on the left scroll bar, scroll down here, and you will see under the network and security, you see the key pairs here as well. Okay, either click here or click here. Either way works fine. Okay, so on the left, I click here on the key pairs. Okay, I do not have any key at this time. Okay, so I'm gonna create the very first key. I'm gonna click on the top right orange icon, says create key pair. Okay, And this is important, guys. So pay attention here, on the following steps. Okay, so I'm gonna click on create key pair. A new window comes up. I'm gonna give it a name, whatever the name you like. Okay, I'm gonna give it a name. Today is July 2nd. Okay. How I want to use it, PPK and PAM. Oh, wow. So they started giving the PAM as well. You might not need Kumail by the Padigen, but that's okay.
I know. I just noticed that. I think this is something new that they have done that.
Amazon is playing with us now.
I know.
So just for Mac users, is this something different for Mac users or?
Yeah.
So you download the same thing for now, okay? And then going forward, different steps.
We have the same thing at Mac.
Yeah. All right. So.
Hello, Faisal bhai.
Yes, sir.
I missed one step. When I click on the key pair, right? I don't see that screen. Create a key pair. How I can do that? Okay. Can you repeat again, please?
All right. So.
Yes, I am here.
You're here on the right hand side. You see the create key pair?
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So click on it. It will take you to the next screen. Okay. You able to see it?
I am. Can you go back one more time? I'm sorry. I think I missed that. When you are on the key pair in the previous, yes. Where do you click here?
On the right hand side. Do you see?
Got it. I got it. I got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So yeah, click on that create key pair. Okay. Once I click on the create key pair, give it a name. However you like it, your kid name, your wife name, your pet name, your car name, whatever you like it. Okay. I normally give it, the date. And if I'm creating, let's say if I'm working on multiple computers, so I give it a computer name as well. Let's say home laptop or work laptop or work desktop or whatever. So I would know that, I have this key pair from here. So I'm going to, once I launch the instance, so I'm going to be using, that specific key. Right now I have just only one laptop here for this class. So I'll just, name it this. Make sure the PPK is clicked, not the PM. Okay. PPK is clicked. Windows and Mac guys, both. Okay. Click. Once you have those clicked, click on create key pair here. Okay. Click on it.
That's why I have a question. In the previous step where you were seeing the file format and you pick PPK.
Yes.
So could if someone using that Chromebook, could they use the PEM and get through? Do open SSH? Or not really?
So they recently changed this with, they introduced this PAM file. I would suggest to download the PPK file for now and let's see how it goes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So this is kind of a curveball Amazon thrown at us. All right.
So we can't use the open SSH or it has to be the PPK.
Just pick the PPK for now.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks.
So once you have that, once click on the create in the previous screen, you see that the file is downloaded. There's a PPK file downloaded to your downloads folder, wherever your downloads are. Okay. So now I have a PPK file. This is the fingerprint and this is the ID. Okay. It's a long fingerprint. Okay. And this is an assignment for you guys for this weekend. what is the purpose of a fingerprint in a key file? Okay. Question is, was the purpose of fingerprint in keys or key files? Okay. That's the question for you guys to do some research for me over this weekend and email it to me, but do not copy paste the entire content from Google. Try to summarize it in your own words. Maybe 2 or 3 sentences, that's it. I don't want, the whole essay. Whatever you understood by your research, just send me the answer, okay? And I'll paste that question in the chat as well. Okay. Alrighty. So we have this key now. I have, as soon as you click on that save, it downloaded the file. So I'm going to open show in folder. So I'm going to have it open here. Okay. So I have this file here. Okay. Windows guys only. Mac guys, just hold on to it. Okay. Do not make any changes. Chromebook, same thing. Just hold on to it. Linux, whoever is using Linux, just hold on to it. This is mainly for our Windows guys. So we're going to have to convert this key just once. And then we're going to use that key, however many times, you want to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch PutttyGen. Once I launch PutttyGen, this tool, once you type PutttyGen, or either click here and type Putty and you will see PutttyGen here. That means you have PutttyGen installed, or you click on start. It's in alphabetical order here. Scroll down, go to P, MNOP. All right, expand on this Putty 64-bit and then click on this PutttyGen here. Okay. Once you click on it, this small tool pops up. Okay. Once this small tool pops up, pay attention here, guys. So what we have to do is we have to click on load. Okay, it says load an existing private key. This is the private key PPK file. Okay, so do not have to click anywhere else. Okay, load an existing key. Okay, so I'm going to click on load. It's going to ask me, hey, where that file is. So here's the file. Okay, I'm going to click on it. I have the file loaded. Are you guys with me so far?
Yep.
Okay.
There.
Now click on save private key, not the public key. Save private key. Okay. Click on it. It's gonna ask you a warning, give you a warning message. Do you want it without a passphrase? Let's do it without it for now.
Sorry. Did you download that the PPK file?
Yes. Remember, when you create the PPK file here in the back of the screen here, let me just do one thing here. Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where is the gen? 1 second. All right. So when you click here, when you click on the save, it will save this file and also download to your downloads folder. You see that file is automatically downloaded to your downloads folder.
Okay, let me check that.
Okay. All right. So what we have to do is we have that downloaded. I launched the Putty generator or PutttyGen, sorry, and PutttyGen. I loaded the file and I clicked on save private key. It's asking me, it's giving me a warning message. I said yes. I clicked yes. Now it is asking me where to save the file. Okay. Kumail bhai, do we need this? Because the converted file is PEM, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think I think that's the nuance that they have created now.
Man. Okay. All right. So let me quickly do one thing here, guys. Okay. You don't have to repeat the steps. What I'm gonna be doing right now, just watch it. I just want to confirm one thing real quick here. Okay.
In the meantime, Faisal Bhai, just for everybody's interest, I was able to find an article, a blog on how to do an SSH into an EC2 instance. I posted that link. That's for the Chromebooks, how to SSH from a Chromebook. There was a link posted from a medium.com, so that might be helpful. There are some questions. Do we need the PEM file for the Mac, or if the Mac users need to do anything? Nothing as of now. Just hold on until Faisal Bhai just confirms with this access.
I have a quick comments here. When I ran Padiki Gen, without loading it, without clicking on load, the key file, it did itself. So it picked the key fingerprint itself without loading it from the download folder. I just want to let you guys know.
Okay. So is
SSH.
so that they have not changed the username either. Okay, yeah, I know the problem. All right, so where's the security group? Yeah, it should work, right? SSH on 00.
The outbound should be okay for everything. You need to attach that that security group to the EC2.
Yeah, I tried the default one, and
Oh, okay.
for some reason, so come on, where is it?
Yep, attach. You go. Good.
Shouldn't we have to generate the public key pair for the private key that you downloaded?
No, not really. EC2-user, right?
Yes. EC2 user at.
Yep, that's what I did. EC2-user. Created the
I'm just trying that out on my machine as well.
Yeah. So it looks like they recently added that. See that, Kamal bhai, even in their notes,
Yeah, I know.
it does not talk about the
Exactly.
two options there. Not user EC2-user. Yes, this is how am I connecting. Trust me, guys, I did it like several times. This is kind of embarrassing. Presidential oops moment.
Doesn't that always happen during the sprint demos that you give? Server crashes.
I did it like a couple of days ago. Log into that, change it and everything. Huh. This is strange. So let me do one thing here. Security group, where is that? Okay. Oh, why is it just two? Okay. It is attached to E1F. All right, so got it. No supported method. Okay, key is EC. Okay, so I have the wrong user here. All right, Kumal, I got it. No, why is it asking for password? Hey guys, I'm gonna launch a new session here. So EC2-user at, sorry about it.
Don't be sorry, Faisal. Just do what you have to. Don't worry about it.
All right, so I am in. Yes. Alhamdulillah. All right, guys. So we're back at it. Okay, so going back again, let me do one thing. So I'm gonna leave it running, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the security groups so that we will create everything from scratch.
Should we all do this, or
So you guys have not created this yet, so I'll just leave it as is for now. All right, so here it is. You're seeing running instance 1, but you guys will be seeing 0 at this time. Okay. All right, so reverse back again to this screen. Where is it? Sorry, where is the PuTTyGen? Okay. So with this PPK file, we don't need to use this PuTTyGen. Okay. We will simply use that PPK file that was provided to us. So skip this step here of the PuTTyGen. I'm gonna just close PuTTyGen. Now what we are doing here is, what we have here is, we have the file created as .ppk. Okay. Now we're gonna create 2 instances. One, we're gonna create Linux instance, and another we're gonna create a Windows instance. Okay, and then we'll try to connect to both of them. Okay, so now I want you guys to, like, you guys are already in the EC2 dashboard here.
Faisal bhai, one question. So we are continuing after creating and downloading that file from Google. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, you guys have a PPK file already created that is in your downloads folder. You see that the file is here. Let me just put it next to it. So the file is here. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna click on instance in the EC2 dashboard. So either click on running instances or click on instances here. We'll click it here. This is you are seeing, so don't worry about it. You guys will not, this is you're seeing in my screen. Your screens will be showing blank here. Nothing's there, okay? So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna click on launch instance here, okay? Either you drop down launch instance or just, click on launch instance here, okay? We are launching the very first we're gonna launch one Windows instance, and then we're going to launch Linux instance. And there's a reason behind it, and I'll let you know in a bit. So what I'm going to do is click on launch instance here. What? Is today not the day?
I got the same error loading AMI data.
Okay, I got it now. Just cancel and exit and then come back again here. Okay, so AMI, if I go back to my previous slide, not this one, today's slide. Okay, remember this whole process here? So we're gonna be following it, okay? Right now we are at this stage, at this step, okay? So you see that in the quick start, step 1 is choose an Amazon machine image AMI. So this is the AMI. So Amazon is giving you all these image types: Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, Microsoft Server 2019. And then, there are several different types like deep learning AMI. So this is Ubuntu Linux, but it has some extra packages installed that is optimized for the deep learning. Okay, Windows Server based with containers. If you want to do the containerization, that is for that. 2019 with SQL Server, Data Center Edition, and so you will see lots and lots of them here. You have 2 options here. One is go look under the OS if it says free tier eligible, or what you can do is scroll up and click here, free tier only. So you will see only images that are free tier eligible. So let's say if you forgot to click here, please pick only that is saying free tier eligible. Okay. Do not pick, so pick this one, but do not pick this one because it does not have that, okay? So the safest route is click on free tier only, all right? Now we have different OS images. So first we're gonna create Windows image and then we're gonna create, first we're gonna create Windows instance, then we're gonna create Linux instance. So I'm gonna scroll down and find out where's the Windows one, okay?
Faisal bhai?
Yes, sir.
We were under instances, right? Where did you go to get to AMI?
Okay, so if I just click cancel here. So in the instances here, click on launch instance. See this here?
Yes, correct.
Yes. So you launch the instance, it takes, this is the step one. Step one is to choose an image. I don't know what is happening here. Why is it giving me error? Okay, yeah. So cancel exit, it takes. So step one is to choose an image. So step one is to choose the OS type that you are going to build on, okay? So that's why I picked, so I'm gonna pick, select here, free tier only, Linux. I'm gonna scroll down and try to find where is the Windows. So I see the Windows 2019 base. So I'm gonna pick this 2019 base. I don't want the containerization at this time. So I'm just this one 2019 base, click on select here. Once you click select, okay, now we are in the second step. You see the step 2, which is choose an instance type, okay? This whole thing is currently happening here. We have not come to this step yet. We are still on my right hand of my screen, you see this? So we're still at this step here, okay? So now if you remember the types, T2 micro, T's, and see all those general purpose here, families. If I drop down here, or sorry, not the drop down, this is the sort out. So compute optimized. See the difference here. Let me go back again. Oh, come on, where is the? Come back again, sorry guys. All right, so you see that the type is T2 nano and then T2 micro. This is the only type T2 micro is free tier eligible, guys. Even if you pick T2 nano, it is not eligible for free tier. So word of caution, only pick the type which is free tier eligible, okay? Otherwise,
sorry, this is the Windows server, right?
Yes, yes.
Anyone we can pick, any on the free eligible?
Yes, OS type, pick any free eligible. So right now I am picking, we're gonna build one Windows and then build another one, a Linux machine, okay? We're gonna pick, one of the, okay? Now, this is the instance type you have to pick. So how many CPUs, how many memory, and what is the, so just don't worry about this part here. Storage type or the optimization type, don't worry about it. Network type, don't worry about it. IPv6, don't worry about it, okay? These are the 3 things here or 4 things here that we need to worry about. So let's say you are working for a customer and they want a compute optimized. So you scroll down here and see compute optimized and they say that, pick me C5X large. So which is 16 virtual CPUs and 32 gig of RAM. So you're gonna pick this or whatever the type they ask you, you just pick there. If they ask you for, pick the memory optimized, so you might want to scroll down and then find for the memory optimized ones. Okay, that's how we pick the instance types here. So 1 vCPU and 1 gig of RAM. Okay, do not click on review and launch. Click on next. Okay, which is configure instance details. Okay, I'm gonna click next here. Lot of information here, don't worry about it. We're gonna skip at this time, but rest assured, next classes I'm gonna tell you the whole story. What is running behind those? What is the actual premise behind those? Instance, how many instances you want to launch? Let's say you want to launch 20 instances of Windows with a similar item. So instead of launching one at a time, just, just type there 20 and you will have 20 instances up and running right there for you. Okay. Unless you want a job security and, you just doing one instance at a time. So in 8 hours, you will have those 20 ready. Okay. I'm just kidding at that time, guys. Purchasing option, remember the Spot instance. So yeah, at this time, don't worry about it. So just leave everything by default. Network, subnet, public IP assignment, default, placement group, capacity, whatever, whatnot. Everything is I am picking by default. I'm not making any changes here.
Faisal bhai?
Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. When you go to step number 3, what did you choose? Did you choose review and launch, or did you choose
I
configure?
chose the next. So
okay, thank you.
So do not click on review and launch. Keep going next. Okay. So right now we are in step number 3 here. Okay. So I'm gonna click next, which is add storage. Okay. Before I go there, scroll down here. There's a couple more information. It is giving you option for, and now rest assured we'll have details there. Okay. Next one is next add storage. I'm gonna next add storage. I am not adding any additional storage. I'm gonna just show you two guys that this is the storage area. It's just picking general purpose solid state drive. And once we're gonna do the storage in our, I think, 3rd or 4th class, that's where I'm gonna go in more details about these people, people here. Let's say you have a
quick question. I'm sorry. Is step number 3, did we make any changes, or we just went by default?
Yeah, everything is by default.
Thank you.
Step number 4, not making any changes, just to show you guys here. Let's say I'm launching Windows machine and I have a requirement that they need 5 different disks. Other than C drive, they want D, E, F, G, H, let's say. So you can, add volumes here and, add those drives. Okay. For free tier, we are eligible up to 30 gig. Okay. Right now it giving me, 30 gig drive. I can, if you want, I can, make the changes there, but just leave it as is for now. Go default, not make any changes. Click next, add tags. These tags, don't worry about it. Okay. Do not make any changes. This is step number 5. I am going next, which is configure security group. Okay. This is the security group. Okay. Now it is giving me an option, either create a new security group or select an existing security group. Okay. One step I forgot that along with the keys, I need to do the security group as well, but that's fine. We're going to do it here. And maybe in our next lab, we'll show you how to, go configure that. All right. So it's already 8:03. Is it okay, guys, if we go over some 20 or 30 more minutes? Or do you want me to pause there and then continue Monday?
Let's finish this, Faisal.
Let's finish this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I don't know if Kumailbhai is still here or he dropped.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, I didn't see your picture, so I thought.
No,
Right.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. So create a new security group or select an existing one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new security group. I'm going to name this. So step number 6, I am making some configuration changes here. Okay. Security group name. I'm going to name it as whatever the name you like. Okay. I'm going to name it as I am creating it on July 2nd for, let's say, okay. I'll just name it as July. So it is different. It is different than my key name. Okay. So I gave it this name. Description, I'll just, you can leave it as is or create it for cloud training. Okay. Now Windows machines, they are accessible. We access them, remote Windows machines, we access them through a protocol which is called RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. So that tool, we don't need to install it on your Linux, on your Windows or on your Mac machines. That tool is by default installed. Okay. And I'll show you how to find it. Okay. Now we're creating a security group. Okay. I created this. by the name lab. So Amazon knows that I picked the Windows instance. That's why it asked me about the RDP, because without RDP, I will not be able to access it. Okay. Yes. So RDP protocol is TCP. And once we go into the network, we'll talk about the protocols and ports and all that. So RDP, so every protocol, it listens to some specific port. Okay. And that port number is specifically defined for that specific port. RDP default port is 3389. Okay. Source is custom, is 00, like 4 times 0/0. That means it is open for the entire world. Anybody sitting in Singapore, anybody sitting in Pakistan, Lahore, India, Toronto, Chicago, wherever you are in the world, or Kenya, wherever you are in the world, you can access it as long as you are provided the access credentials. Okay. So that's why it is giving me a warning that 00 means it is allowed for the entire world. Security 101, this is not acceptable. But right now, just to show you guys, that's why, you know, I just created like this. Okay. So just leave it as is. And then once we go into the security class, we're gonna narrow it down to, you know, to certain specific IP or certain specific limits there. Description is, let's say I'll just, you know, either leave the description as is. Okay. You just remember this is the RDP. Okay. Now this is created. This is the only customization I did for RDP and then gave it the name and description. Okay. I'm going to click review and launch. Okay. Click review and launch is going to ask me one more thing. It's giving me a warning that your instance security is open to the world. Okay. I'm just being generous. I'm just, you know, open to the world right now.
Do we actually do your information, or do we do we can make our own custom group name, or does it have to be the same one?
For the security group?
Yeah, security. Does it have to be the same security group, or do we just make our own?
So we created one, right? We created one security group, and we just poke a hole for only RDP instance, or RDP service, so that we can only RDP into it. None of the other service will work. Let's say if you have a web browser running, or web service running or web server running, we will not be able to access it. We only open this port only at this time.
So, but do we copy that same information, like when we're actually when we're hitting the button review and launch? Or
yes, and then we'll show you how to make changes on the fly, or, you know, you want to expand that scope. So we can change it afterwards.
Okay, so I should do it exactly as that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
All right. So we got that, and I'm gonna click launch here. Once I click launch, it is asking me, hey, do you want to create a new key pair? Do you want to proceed without a key? Do not ever proceed without a key. Okay. Either use an existing key pair or create a new key pair. Okay. So I already have a key pair created by this name. Let's say you have multiple, so I will give you the entire list here. Okay. This is my key name. I acknowledge, and I click on launch instance. Now Windows is, your instance is now launching. Come to the right of the screen here. So this part is complete. Right now we have moved from launch. We are in the launching state. So if I go in there in the dashboard, I should see this pending state. Okay. How do I go and find out? Scroll down, you will see the view instance here. Click on it. Or you can click on service and then click on EC2. It'll take you that place as well. So right now I'm already here. I clicked on it. Okay, which one is my, oh, sorry, I'm in there. So I am on my EC2 dashboard. If I click here, I see the running instances. I'm seeing 2. You guys will be seeing only 1 because I already have one Linux running. So if I go in here, you see that I have both running, although it is running as status check. So what I'm gonna do is you see that here refresh sign, just click on it, it'll refresh. One of them is initializing, one of them is, so I need to find out which one is my Linux here. Linux was launched earlier. So this is my Linux and this is my Windows.
Faisal, if it's showing as pending while it's initializing, is that okay?
Yeah, you see that here pending. This is the pending state. So
no, the instant status is showing as pending.
Yes. So if it is showing pending, click on refresh here. This pending will turn into running here. You see that mine are showing running.
But yeah, it took a few seconds to do that.
Yes. So it is refreshed now. So I have this. This is my, so bottom one is my Windows 1. Okay. Now what I see under the description here, this is the instance ID, state is running, type is T2 micro, which is T2 micro is the one which we have to pick. All right, now the rest of them private IP, forget about, don't worry about the private IP of private DNS. We have to make sure that we have the public DNS. This one is available. So hover your mouse over, you will see that, copy to clipboard, either copy like that or highlight that and then right click copy. Okay. So make sure you copy this and paste it somewhere. If I scroll down here, it is showing me my availability zone. It picked by, all right, this area here, sorry, public DNS IPv4, you need to worry about it. Second is, this is for the verification that my AMI ID is Windows 2019. Second, or the third item is key pair name. This is the key pair I am using. If I do not have this key in my machine, in my laptop, I will not be able to access that machine no matter what. Okay. So these things, you need to make sure that you are verifying. Fourth thing is this T2 micro. It has to be T2 micro. Okay. If you build it with some other instance family or instance type, chances are you will see charges on your credit card. Okay. So this is the Windows platform. All right. So I'm gonna just close that. All right. So this is, the information, and then owner is this, don't worry about it. Launch time, when was it launched? Less than an hour ago. And there are some more details here, placement groups and all that. This is what we'll talk once, once the time comes for those services. Status check, it is showing me this is the status check that's, reachability passed and it's passed. Monitoring status. So it gives you 5 different types: CPU, disk read operations, disk write operations, and network. Okay. This is a default monitoring, is going to give me the details. We're going to find more in the CloudWatch. When we're going to do the monitoring and management, we're going to find more there. Okay. But these are the default ones, it provides you. System status check and all that, CPU credit usage, a couple other things as well. Don't worry about this piece at this time. These are the ones, CPU and the disk. That's the one, which is of at times, importance for people. All right. So this is launched now. My Windows is launched. What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a Linux instance as well. Okay. But before I do that, hover your mouse over to your Windows instance. You see that under the name, you see this pen, click on it, and then just type here Windows, and then click on this check sign. So it has a name now with Windows. This is called tag, but we'll go in details later. Okay. So now I have a Windows instance running here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on launch instance again. Okay. It took me to step 1. Now this time I am launching a Linux instance. Okay. I'm going to click on free tier eligible. So either Amazon Linux or Red Hat Linux, whatever you like. I'm going to just pick Amazon Linux. pretty fast. Okay, same thing, make sure it's this one selected, T2 micro, click next, do not click review launch. Okay, click next. Everything remains the same, nothing's changing here. Click next, add storage, everything remains the same, nothing add here or remove here. Add tags, just leave it as is for now. Configure security group. So this time I am not gonna create a new, I'm gonna pick the existing one. Okay. Remember I named the one which I already created. It is called, so you will be seeing these two. Okay, I am seeing 3, but you will be seeing these 2 here. Okay, do not pick the default one. I don't want you to make any change to the default one. This one here, July O2 Lab, click on it here. The one which you just created. Okay, whatever the name you gave. So click on select existing and then here. Now what I'm gonna do here is, I cannot make change here. I guess not. Yes. Okay. Just pick this one and we'll show you how to make, updates there. Okay. Now this is my lab one, which I created. I'm going to click next, which is review and launch. You will not be able to connect because the port, yes, I know that because I have not poked a hole for, remember we poke a hole for RDP service for Windows. Linux does not listen to RDP service. Linux listens to SSH service and the default port number is 22. You see the port number 22 here? We picked the security group, but we did not open a hole or open an access to the port 22. That's what I'm going to show you how to open a hole or how to, plug it open or plug it close. Okay. So don't worry about this warning at this time. Click continue and then click launch. It will ask you one more question. Which key you want to use? You want to create a new key, proceed without a key, or choose an existing one. Make sure you choose the existing one if you have it. Make sure you selected the right one. Acknowledge that, launch the instance. It is launching. I'm going to click fast onto the view instance. You see that it is shown pending. And on the right hand side, you see that it is pending. So it is actually, in the background cloning that instance and, trying to create that. Once I refresh, it's going to go into the running state. So it is still pending. It is working. So by the time it's going, so I'm going to hover my mouse over here, click on this pen, and I'll just type Linux. This is my Linux instance. Okay. And click yes. Because I already have one running, so I don't want it to mix that up. Similar thing, it will be, once it's launched. Okay, it is still going. All right, so all right, so it is now running state. So you see that on the right hand side. So from this to pending, refresh, and came to running. So right now, both my Windows and Linux are in running state. Okay. Now what I have to do is make sure you just click on Windows only. Do not click on Linux at this time. I know that most of us are Windows guys. Linux may not be your, your area. So I'm going to click Windows. I click Windows here. If you forget how to connect to Windows or how to connect to Linux, always click on this connect and it'll show you all those details here. Okay. What if you don't know how to pull the RDP session, you can click on this download remote desktop file. That file is pre-populated with this DNS name, the username. All you have to do is just paste in the password. How do I get the password? That's the key part. Okay. So I'm going to click on get password. Okay.
Sorry, Faisal, but just the step before this, how did you open the RDP part?
Let me show you that. Let me just close this. Okay. I highlighted here and then, click on this box for Windows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm going to connect here.
Okay, connect.
Click on this. Yes. So two things I'm going to do. I'm going to just click on this download remote desktop file and then click on get password. I think, Kumail, we're going to run into a problem here. See, it is looking for the PAM file.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not giving us that option which you're getting.
Why Amazon? Why? All right, guys.
You have to recreate this instance with the
Yes.
PEM file.
Print the entire instance.
Yeah, I noticed when we clicked on acknowledged, it forced us to acknowledge that we have the PEM file.
Yeah, because we the file that we created, that we when we create the key, it was the PPK file. You see this PPK.
Yep.
For Linux, it looks for PPK, Windows for PAM file. Normally, Amazon used to give us only one file, which is PAM file, and we used to convert that through PureGen to PPK. Now it's giving us two different files.
And Faisal, it's also giving you to open SSH client, find out how to connect to Puri. So that's the option which I'm not seeing in your screen.
RDP, you mean, or you are you talking about the RDP or the SSH for Linux?
SSH.
Yes. So I'm going to come to, this is the Windows instance which I'm launching. So if I see that I highlighted Windows here. I was trying to launch for the Windows.
And so did I, but it's still giving me SSH.
That means you have clicked on the Linux instance, not the Windows. So you highlight that and you go in there in the description section, scroll down a little bit. You will see what is the AMI ID you seeing. Are you seeing Windows or are you seeing Linux? Because if I highlight here, if I click on Linux, you see that I have Amazon AMI. This is my Linux operating system, not Windows.
Got it.
Platform detail as well, yes. All right. So let's do one thing, guys. Just tell me, do you wanna? Kya kare Kamal bhai?
Faisal bhai, I think when we redo this, if we just download the PEM file for the key pair, then we can have both the PEM file and then we use the keygen to create a PPK. But we're gonna have to do it, from start again.
Yeah, because key pair here is the PPK file, so it will not work. But we have to relaunch the Windows.
Yeah.
So let's do one thing, guys. What I'm thinking, we can stop the session here. Maybe come a bit early on Wednesday, and we'll start fresh on Linux and Windows. Create the keys and everything.
Why not cover this on a Saturday session if you're free?
Yeah, this Saturday is actually may not be possible for me. I am not available this Saturday. Otherwise, I would have,
No problem. No problem.
Okay. So, yeah. Although whatever the time we lost here, we're gonna make up on these maybe, on Wednesday session. Maybe try to come maybe 15 minutes early, and we'll stay 15 minutes late. So we will have 30 minutes. We pretty much lost 30 minutes here. But before we close the call, I want you guys to do one thing. I want you guys to click on your Linux and Windows instance, and this is a important step for you guys. I don't want you guys to incur any charges. Click on Linux and Windows instances. Okay. Click on Action, Instance State, and Terminate. Again, select them all. Drop down action, Instance State, Terminate. Okay. Make sure you do it every time you launch the instance and every time you delete that. So it is, giving me a warning message. Yes, terminate. Now it is terminating. So what we are, which state are we in? So we were running, we issued the terminate command. So you see that you see the shutdown message here. You see the terminate, now it is shutting down. You see the shutting down here. And then once the shutting down completes, it will be in the terminate state. You will see the red terminate sign. Like P1 is terminated, Other two are still being shut down. So once it is terminated, you will not be incurred any charges. But one thing you will see that, even the instance is terminated, but it is still showing here. So that terminated instance will show for the next couple more minutes, like 10, 5, 15 minutes. And then afterwards, once you refresh, it will all be gone. As long as the instance state is terminated, there's no charge for you. Okay, so you should be good here.
Faisal bhai, quick question.
Yes.
When we were going on Linux, right? There was step 1 to 6. There was an option that you click on free tier.
Yes.
What if you forget to click on free tier? Will be there any charges?
Yes, sir. There will be charges.
So how you can undo that?
You have to call Amazon. Like Allah Pak ki qasam main nahi tha. I'm just. I mean, yeah.
I think I made a mistake. I forgot to when I was doing the Windows step 1 to 6.
Create a new account with different ID.
I think what you're asking is whether you have to click on the check mark where it says free tier only. That's not necessary.
So free tier check mark is there by default. And let's say you made a mistake and you have not completed that, you can always go back and check. But let's say you launch it, still not sure. So you come down here, click on the link and click on the instance name, description, scroll down. And I think it is gone because I think, yeah, here it is. So instance type, you see the T2 micro. That's what it's showing me.
So T2.micro means that not charge. Everything is good.
T2.micro is free tier. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're good. I can sleep very free.
Yeah, but if you receive any charges, please do not text me.
As long as you're not using an i3 or an RX, R series, I think most of the M series and the T series are like few dollars an hour, so it's not that expensive. The I series and the C series EC2s are the most expensive ones.
Yeah, or the slide deck that I uploaded there. But these are the charges. Let's say you pick whatever the biggest one you could think of. So see the charge is not even, it's like 2 cents per hour for this A1 medium. Let's say you pick like a biggest, craziest one. It's like 24 for this P316. I mean, there must be a bigger one here as well.
i3s and Cs are, I series is pretty expensive.
I is IMC i3. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be like, several $1,000 or $100, but it depends, how long did you, leave it running. So depend on that. So you better, as soon as you find out, just, get that deleted. So what does this per hour mean? That means even if you leave it running for 1 minute or 59 minutes, you will be charged for an hour. As soon as a 61 minute clicked, you will be charged for 2 hours. So yeah, make sure, you click on these links and, find out what is the cost there. So it's not that bad, but, I don't want to see, those charges from a free. I mean, if I am incurring any charges, I'd rather incur charges for something productive than just having, an EC2 instance running, right? Anyways, so I apologize, guys, for this confusion here. We'll make it up on our next session, and we'll try to resolve it all and try to go as fast as possible. So whatever the time we lose here, we'll make it up in our subsequent classes.
Faisal, no worries, man. You did a great job, and Kumail bhai, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed, yes.
Absolutely. Jazakallah khair. Fantastic.
Thank you. Alrighty, so I'll see you guys on our Wednesday class.
Sure.
And see if you could come in, a bit early. And if people come in early, we'll start early. Okay.
Yeah, it might be beneficial if we send out an email to everyone so that people who've left, they also can, join in early and they're not.
Yes. I will send a reminder on Tuesday, because if I send it now, it may just, dump under other emails.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the same bucket.
Sayed here, man.
Just to be clear, the only thing you can be charged for would be like if you have an active instance.
If you have an active instance, yes, the charges will be there. But let's say, yeah, if you have the running instance, see this running instance, you will be charged.
That's one. Okay.
But if you have no instances, you don't have to worry about that, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's terminated state, you're good. So if I refresh here, so you see that, it's a couple of minutes already, but these instances are still showing here. So it takes couple of, about 10-15 minutes for them to, to go away.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I have no instances right now. So hopefully, yeah.
Let's just make sure that, you are in terminated state, even if you're playing after the class as well. Once you're done playing, terminate them. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
And Faisal, that's for every time if we go in and make an instance, we should terminate at the end, right?
Every time you go in there, play around. Once you're done playing, terminate that. Clean up after you eat. Similar thing.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Faisal and Kumail.
Faisal bhai, I had a problem when creating an account on Amazon side.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen quickly?
Can you send? Okay, do me a favor. Drop me an email, and I'll send you another meeting invite, because I don't want to hold Kumail bhai up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Thank you much.
Faisal, thank you, sir. Awesome job.
Thank
I'm
you.
one of the guys
Thanks
who
for
got
the
hung
call.
up in confirming my identity, and I'll send you the information.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Guy, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Okay, Faisal bhai, I'm gonna stop recording.
Yes, sir.
And I'll send it to you shortly.
Thank you much. Yeah, upload it to the same.
Yes, I will.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jazakallah.